Welcome into NFL Daily, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us. Coming up on today's show, we are going to evaluate possible trade destinations for Cam Akers, the Los Angeles Rams running back. I'll give you 5 teams that seem like the most likely landing spots for Akers. We'll go over all that more coming up in just one moment from right now. Before we do, though, if your team lost this weekend, or if you were in the win column, either way, let's start off this next week on the right foot. Don't jinx your own team. If you want to see your team win this upcoming weekend, go ahead and like today's video and send some good vibes to your team, and let's see them get a victory this weekend. Cam Akers won a Super Bowl last year with the Los Angeles Rams. Didn't play for most of the season, but did come back in the postseason. But this year hasn't really found his role of sorts. According to Ian Rapoport of the NFL Network, the Rams are currently fielding calls to trade Cam Akers. Now, here's the backstory on Akers. It was a torn Achilles that he suffered, but he still was able to come back and start 3 games in the playoffs for the Rams en route to them winning the Super Bowl. And the core of this issue is some philosophy differences between Sean McVay and Cam Akers based on how they view his role in the Rams offense. And we've seen that Darrell Henderson has gotten more playing time as of late, that he's been kind of their go-to back. And Cam Akers sat out this past week and cited personal reasons of why he didn't play. And according to Jay Glazer of Fox Sports, it's unlikely that we will see Cam Akers ever play for the Los Angeles Rams ever again, that he's played his last down for this team, that they will move on. They'll try to shop him on the trade market first, and then if nothing happens there, then potentially release him after that. So, with that, do you believe Jay Glazer? Has Cam Akers played his last game for the Los Angeles Rams? If you think he has, type Y for yes. If not, type in for no. Let us know in the comments section. Can something be worked out between Akers and Sean McVay? Here's your chance to weigh in. You're about to get an ad break. Take advantage of it while the ad's playing. Get your votes in. Y for yes, in for no, if Cam Akers has played his last game with the Los Angeles Rams. So my number one trade destination for Cam Akers is the Denver Broncos, and here's why. Running back Javonte Williams is done for the year, and the Broncos have not shown that they can trust Melvin Gordon. Here's a young back in Cam Akers that could give some relief of sorts, a team that is in desperation mode at this point, right? Everything that's gone wrong has gone wrong for this Denver Broncos team. Russell Wilson needs some help. Another option besides just Melvin Gordon there. This could certainly help out this Broncos team if Cam Akers were to slide into that role potentially. My number 2 team is the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Cordero Patterson is hurt, and when you get past Patterson with this Atlanta Falcons team, there's really not much depth behind him. And this Falcons team, on paper, is one of the worst rosters in football, but they have played above their potential at this point. And so, as they look for other guys, why not Cam Akers to potentially fill that role for them of what they need in that backfield right now? To me, that seems like that could be a natural fit. Although for Cam Akers, he wouldn't necessarily be on a contender by any means, he would be in a situation where he would get a lot of playing time right away and a chance to prove himself when it comes to trying to get paid and for another contract in the future. The Falcons could potentially provide that opportunity for him. Now, if you were a GM, whether it's for your favorite team or one of the teams that we mentioned here, and you had the opportunity to trade for Cam Akers, would you do so? If you would, type T for trade. If not, type P for pass. Let me know. Would you make a move for the Rams' young running back? If you would, T for trade, P for pass here on NFL Daily. Today's show is presented by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports, and they're offering a 125% deposit bonus when you put $100 down. You get $125 to spend for free at chatsports.com/bet. You can bet on NFL action, college football, NBA, everything in between, all in one place at chatsports.com/bet. Start betting today. My number 3 team, Cam Akers, would not have to go too far. In fact, he wouldn't have to go anywhere at all. Would be right there in Los Angeles playing for the Chargers, who share SoFi Stadium with the Rams. And in the case of the Chargers, here's something to think about here. Running back Austin Eckler has been deployed as a pass catcher, and that's been his best usage, right? I mean, they're not getting the production they would like to see out of him on the ground game alone. So Cam Akers could potentially provide that relief there. And then also think about this. Sony Michel, since they brought him into Los Angeles with that Chargers team, he's underperformed. Maybe you could do a swap of some sorts that sends Sony Michel back to the Rams and bring in Akers here to this Chargers team. Maybe you could work something that sorts where he becomes your number 2 back right away and the Rams get Michel back who they like. So that's something to keep in mind there with this Chargers team is the possibility there of pairing him up with Austin Eckler. Number 4, how about the Detroit Lions? Now, running back DeAndre Swift, who has been outstanding in his time in the National Football League, when he is healthy is the key there, cannot stay healthy. And there's some familiarity between the Lions front office and Cam Akers. Let me explain. GM Brad Holmes and assistant GM Ray Agnew were actually in the Rams front office and scouting department when Akers was drafted by the Rams. So they've seen Cam Akers. They know all about Cam Akers. They're very familiar with him. They've seen what he can do and have been following his entire career. So that could be something where a marriage that makes sense of that they are potentially on the same page. That's a player that they know and somebody they're very familiar with. So you have another option with Swift having his injury issues and then also somebody you're familiar with. That could be a natural fit in Detroit. Number 5, my last team that we'll mention today of possible trade destinations for Cam Akers is the Philadelphia Eagles, who currently are the last undefeated team in the National Football League. They look like the best team in the NFL right now, not just because their record says so, but they've been a really good team at this point. Now, the Eagles already have Miles Sanders, but they kind of lack that power back right now. They're looking for another option. You do have Jalen Hurts running the football, and Jalen Hurts is turned into a really good dual-threat quarterback, not just as a runner but a passer as well. And then you add in Sanders there. If they can have a power runner that can help them in short yardage, that can balance things out between Hurts and Sanders here, Cam Akers could be that natural fit. So of those 5 teams that we mentioned, the Broncos, the Falcons, the Chargers, the Lions, and the Eagles, those are the 5 most likely destinations I see Akers being traded towards. I don't think he would cost a whole lot because all of these teams know that potentially if they wait a few days, they might not even have to give up anything for him, that he could just end up being a free agent when it's all said and done. So with that, with the 5 teams that we've mentioned, the Broncos, Falcons, Chargers, Lions, and Eagles, where will he end up? Or will he end up somewhere we did not mention on today's show? I want to hear directly from you guys. Let me know in the comments section where you think Cam Akers is going to end up now that it looks like his time with the Los Angeles Rams is over. Where is his next destination? Tell me in the comments section of where Cam Akers will end up and if he'll make an impact for a potential Super Bowl contender here in 2022. As always, you can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter at Tyler Jones Live, also on Instagram there as well, talking about the NFL all the time on those social media platforms. Love hearing from you guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on NFL Daily.